The Angkor temples in Cambodia are doubtlessly one of the most unique and interesting places in the world. It's also one of the places where we've spent the most on entrance tickets, but it's definitely worth it. If you're going to go there are some other costs to be considered while planning the trip. In this video, I'm going to discuss some of the different options available depending on the depth of your pocket. First off, and most pricey, are of course the tickets. You've got several options with the tickets. You can either buy a 1-day, a 3-day or a 7-day ticket. A 1-day ticket will entitle you to one entry, unless you buy it late in the evening, in which case you can go in for the sunset and then go in for the next day. This ticket costs $37 per person, but be warned, if you go for this option, you'll probably have to rush around and you'll only get to see the busiest places. Next option is a 3-day ticket. This costs $62 per person. This allows you 3 entrances into the archaeological park over a 10-day span, which is really good because you probably don't want to go the 3 consecutive days, otherwise you'll end up with temple fatigue and yeah, it just gets a little bit too much. But I think for a 1-day ticket you really don't get to experience the size of the place, and you definitely won't get to see all of the smaller temples, all the temples that are slightly further out, or the quiet temples, and we really recommend this ticket for most people because it really allows you to spend some time, take it slowly. It also allows you to go a little bit off the beaten track. This is the ticket that we bought and we thought it was a really good choice. There is also a 7-day ticket. This costs $72 per person, and we recommend this probably for people who are budding archaeologists and really into history, and it allows you to see everywhere in a lot of detail. For us, I think it would have been a little bit too much. Next, I want to talk a little bit about transport, because obviously you also have to get to and from Angkor Wat back to your hostel, which will probably be somewhere in Siem Reap. The most popular option is to get a tuk-tuk tour, and you will probably pay around $20 for a tuk-tuk for the day, with an additional $5 if you want to go and see the sunrise. Obviously the more people are in your party, the cheaper it works out. But say if you're doing this for all 3 days of your ticket, then you're paying at least another $60, if not more. We did this once for the morning that we did go and see the sunrise in Angkor Wat, and it was really nice to have a driver take us around to all the main sites, tell us which ones are big, which ones are popular, and it was nice and easy as well. Another thing you can do is just to hire a tuk-tuk like you would normally on Grab app or something like that. Get him to drop you off wherever you want to be, and then you can walk between temples, and when you're done, find another tuk-tuk to take you back. Each journey, depending on exactly where you want to be dropped off, will cost you about $5. Walking in between each temple is quite nice, but it's really hot. We're here in February, which is called the cool month, but it's 33 degrees every day, so just keep in mind what you think you can deal with. And then one of the other options you've got is bikes, and I think the really nice thing about bikes is that you really are very free to go and do what you want. You can look at your map, say, right, we want to follow this route, we want to see these temples, and that's really nice. I think when you go with a tuk-tuk driver, they will tell you, oh no, these ones are boring, or these ones are small, and actually we found they're not boring, they're really interesting, and also they're a lot quieter than some of the other really packed out temples, and often they're just as beautiful, just as interesting, and maybe a little bit different as well. And with the bikes you have a couple of options as well. If you prefer, you can get an e-bike, which is an electric bike. This will cost you about $10 or so a day. They're a really eco-friendly option, and also they help you, especially if you're going to get tired out. We hired out normal, just pedal bikes, which were really great. It was $2 a day each, which obviously was the cheapest option we could find, and we really enjoyed doing that. It does get massively hot, and there's no way you can carry all the water that you're going to be drinking with you. But everywhere you go in front of each temple, there's little stalls selling bottles of water, massive coconuts, so it's really easy for you just to stop, get a drink, and then get back on your bike when you're ready. Just before we finish, I've got a few other tips for you, that just things that we've noticed that might help you with your planning. So number 1 is monkey. If you're going to bring your own food with you for the sunrise tour, we encourage you not to carry it in a plastic bag in your hand like this. Monkeys, look out for them. They know that plastic bags means food, and they're very happy to come and snatch that off you. If you're going to do that yourself, bring your own food, then maybe put it in a box and into your backpack until you're ready to eat. On the subject of food, even though the drinks are fairly reasonably priced and the same as you'll find in most of Cambodia, there are lots of little restaurants around each temple, and their prices are inflated. I even saw a baguette for about $5. But also around the temples, there are lots of little food vendors and food stands, more for street food. Their prices are a lot more reasonable, and if you're not bringing your own food, we would advise you go there to eat. We found a baguette for $1 just outside Angkor Wat in the morning, so you can find more reasonably priced food. You will often hear from people and other YouTube videos about how busy sunrise is at Angkor Wat, and it is busy, there are a lot of people, but actually if you're willing to move slightly out of the way, slightly closer to Angkor Wat, you can find a place by yourself where you get a really nice view of the sunrise quite easily. And once it's light enough, that's when you should go into Angkor Wat Temple. It's almost still fully deserted, there's barely any people inside, and it really feels like you've got a little bit of a private view there before the hordes start coming in. And they will, but while it's quiet, you can still appreciate the sunrise from the inside, and it's really, really lovely. And that's all I've got for you in terms of what we were thinking about budgeting and also other things to just be aware of. If you've been to Angkor Wat and you have anything to add, you can pop it in the comments down below. And also if you are going to Angkor Wat and you have any more questions, then also let us know, and I'm sure we'll be able to help you as we can. Thanks for watching. Bye!